Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time or stopping by, kindly support this channel by subscribing, like and share our videos. On the channel today, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a wet pocket professionally. And if this is a tutorial you are interested in, please pick a seat and watch to the end of the video. The first thing you want to do is to iron your fabric. The width of this fabric is 3.5 inches by 16 inches. Because I'm making a wet pocket for the two sides of the pants. Next, I'm cutting out my stay. Make sure it's the soft one. Iron your fabric nice and flat. So after I'm done ironing this fabric, I'm going to place the stay in such a way that it divides itself equally among these two pieces. Yes, I'm just making sure that I have twice of the length of the wet pocket. Then I'm going to place the stay in between the fabric like so and give it a nice press. Take your time, okay? Just make sure that the side that has the gum on the stay is glued to the wrong side of the fabric. Once I was done, I'm going to trim off the excess and slit it into two. Trim off the excess, okay? And slit the center into two. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to give this fabric a nice press and make sure the edges are straight. Yes, make sure the edges are straight. Now you're going to do the other one and you will repeat the same thing. So once you're done, you're going to slit one side. Make sure you what we have there is up to 7 inches, okay? And the next one, you're going to fold it in such a way that the width of your fold is going to be half and quarter of an inch, that is 0.75 of an inch, half and quarter or 0.78 of an inch. Go ahead to slit it into two as well. After you are done, you give the fabric a nice press. Give it a nice press. Next, you are going to bring the back pattern from the center front of the pattern. You're going to mark where you want your dart to be. From the center front, I'm marking 5 inches. Yes, I am marking 5 inches. The length of your dart is going to be 3.5 inch, and the dart amount you are going to sew is 1 inch. That is half inch on both sides of the dart points. Make sure that while you are doing this, you are notching both the right and left side of the back pattern of this pant. The easier way is to place them together, mark the 5 inches from center point and notch. Now pay attention to the details here. Remember that folded 0.75, you're going to notch, fold it in half and notch the middle. Yes, the middle. Now this is our pattern. If you notice, I've sewed the dart and I have ruled the length of the wet. The length of the wet is 5 inches. Yes, the length of the wet is 5 inches. From both sides of the dart line, you have 2.5 Now what the way I'm going to do, I'm going to place one side of the wet on directly on the line. Yes, I'm just taking my time so that you people will understand what you are doing. You match it the way I match mine. The next thing you're going to do, you're going to be sewing to 8 of an inch. You put the other side that you did not fold, you're going to place it above it, directly above it like this. Now you're going to pin that as well. I'm using pin because it is a tutorial. If it is not a tutorial, I won't pin it down. I know my way around it. Now what we have here is the pocketing. The length of the pocketing is 18 inches and the width is 8 inches. You can see you're going to fold the pocketing in half. The reason why I'm using the pocketing is because the fabric is not enough. Now that made point, where the dart is, you're going to go up like 1 inch. Yes, 1 inch is going to go over that line by 1 inch, that middle line by 1 inch. And if you notice, there is a soft stay at the back. The reason why a soft stay is added is to give it some kind of stability. Now I'm just going to pin this in place. Remember, from that your middle line, this pocket went up. Yes, it went up at least 1 inches, 1 inch, not inches, 1 inch. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take it to your machine and sew to 1/8 inch on both sides. Now if you notice, the length of the sewing line is half inches. Yes, because you sew to 8/8 Now we are going to remove our pin. Yes, you're going to remove our pins. Now this is what you're going to have at the front. Can you see what we have here? The stitch lines are to 8/8 What we want is an half inch. So the bottom stitch was to 8/8, that's 1/4 inch. The one above it is 1/4 inch, and they are stopping at the same point. Now you are going to push your pocket like this and cut it, so that you'll be cutting directly into that roll line. Yes, the line you roll before you start stitching. Now what the way I'm cutting, I'm going to cut in such a way that when it is like 1 inch or 7/8 inches to where that notch point is, I'm going to slant it. See what I'm doing? I'm slanting. Okay, please take your time and slant yours as well. Please repeat what you see me doing in the video. Please make sure you are doing what I am doing in this video. Follow every step and you will get what we did here. So this is what you should have. The next thing is to pull everything to the back. Yes, you're going to pull everything to the back. Make sure it gets to that point where you stop your back stitch is. Make sure your slanting is getting to that point where the back stitch is. If not, it won't give you a clean and sharp edges by the time you flip this over to the back. Now once you have that in place, you're going to push everything to the back like this. Okay, take your time. Please take your time. I'm trying to push everything to the back. So this is what you're going to have at the end of it. If you notice, you can see that the wet is now showing. But the next thing you're going to do, you are going to do what? You're going to iron your stitch lines. Now what the way I'm going to bring my iron in, you can see what we have there. That's your wet. That is your wet. So from there we are going to work on the pocket bag of this wet. Now let's bring the iron over. You can see the way I place it over it, just to relax it. That's not how to iron. I just want it to be relaxed. I just want it to be relaxed because it's looking so, yeah. I just want it to be relaxed. Now I'm flipping this to the other side and I'm going to open the seam. Yes, you see the way I open the seam. Make sure you iron the seam very well, like the way you see me doing in the video. If needed, place a tailor clapper on it. Yeah, okay. And iron the seam from the front as well. You can see what we have there. You iron the seam for the front as well. Okay. Just making sure that I have a very clean edge. Take your time to iron. Nobody's rushing you when you are sewing a menswear. But before you even decide to sew a menswear, you would have a PhD in ironing. So if you are a fashion designer and you know you hate ironing a lot, please don't go near menswear because everything you do, you are going to iron, except if you want a rough work. Okay. Now this is what you should have. You can see how nice and relaxed it is. I'm just taking my time to iron. Please take your time to iron as well. As for the other side of the part of the pants that has the wet, so please watch the way I'm doing. You can see the way I'm pushing my wet in such a way that it cover the opening. Yes, take your time. Just take your time to do the ironing properly. You can see what we have here. Give it a nice press. Now this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. You can see the wet. You can see the way it cover the back, the opening in such a way that nothing is showing. You can see that's your weight. Just give it a nice press. This is what we have at the end of the day. Now let's secure the weight. Let's secure the weight. So now the first thing you want to do, let's set the sewing machine. Please pay attention. The first thing I'm going to do is to secure the weight. Yes, you can see the where I'm stitching from. Please, that's where you're going to be stitching from too. Please, and make sure that by the time you are going to back stitch, it should not be obvious and you are sewing directly into the seam line. Yes, directly into the seam line. Okay, please take your time. You are sewing directly into the seam line just to secure that weight in place. Okay, now don't forget to move all the unwanted thread. So this is what you're going to have. Please take your time. I'm not going to rush you at this point, so you need all the details. Now this is what you're going to have. Can you see it? Now you're going to use the upper one to cover the down one like this. Okay, make sure it is relaxed. Okay, you can see what we have here. The stitch will not show at the front because you stitch directly into the seam line. Now let's secure the weight on the side. Now you're going to pull that triangle outward like so. Yes, you're going to pull the triangle outward like so. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just making sure that the edges is nice and neat. And now you're going to bring that triangle. You're not going to climb the cloth, just stitch only the triangle alone. And please make sure you pull the pocketing away while stitching, just on the triangle alone to secure the up and down wet, let me just call it the wet pair. Okay, this is what you're going to have. You can see how nice and neat it is. So you repeat the same thing there. Okay, take your time, make sure the fabric is relaxed. Now you're going to pull the pocketing away, that white fabric away. You're going to pull it away. All you need is that triangle detail, and make sure you check if you have pulled it away enough so that you will not have the wet dangling. Okay, take your time and arrange your weights. So once you are done, you're going to stitch the triangle as well. Okay, remove all the threadings that you don't want. Now this is what you're going to have at this point. You can see how neat our waist pocket is. Now remember that we use the upper one to cover the down one. So I'm going to trim off the excess to make sure they're aligned. Take your time. Okay, make sure they align. And the next thing, you are going to top stitch them on the pocketing. Yes, you top stitch them on the pocketing. The pair together with the pocketing to make it three. Now the length of the pocket bag itself is going to be 6.5 inches. Yes, the length of the pocket bag is going to be 6.5 inches. Now from that point where you have your pocketing line, yes, that stitch line, I'm going to place my, you can see it where I'm placing my staple. I'm measuring 6.5. That's the length of the pocket, 6.5. Yes, and you're going to fold your fabric over like so. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. Please take your time. The waist pocket, if you are not doing it well, it's going to be a little bit complicated. Now the part where that is, we are going to mark it so that when we are placing the pocket bag over that part, we will know where to match to which point. Now I'm just going to make sure that what I have here is relaxed. Then I'm going to mark where the dart is on the pocketing. Yes, you're going to mark where that dart is on the pocketing. So take your time. Yes, okay, that's it. So that's the middle of the pocket. Now watch what I'm doing. From that 6.5 inches point, I'm going to flip it like so. You can see I have a mark point there, that folded edge, the grace line is showing. So you flip it over to the wrong side like this. And please take your time. Take your time. Don't rush yourself. Take your time. Mm. Okay, now we are going to be sewing from where that pair is into the pocket. Yes, and you are sewing on an half-inch seam allowance. Half-inch seam allowance. Take your time. Please don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and at the end of your stitch. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. You repeat the same thing on the other side. You are stitching on an half-inch seam allowance. On an half-inch seam allowance, I'm just making sure that the pocket length that we have here should be 7 inches. You can work with 6 inches as well. I just want mine to be 7 inches. Now your stitch will also stop where those pair is, and you are stitching on an half-inch seam allowance. The next thing you want to do, you want to come in with your scissors and trim it up to 2/8 of an inch. And please watch the way I am trimming it off, and my trimming is stopping at where it started. Okay, notch this part like so. Repeat the same thing on this side. Trim the excess off, and please remove any thread that you are not working with. So you're going to dip your finger in and pull it out. I did not fast forward the video so that you will see what I am doing. So this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. Yes, this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. This is what it's going to look like. The next thing you want to do, you want to open the pocket like so and trim off the excess. Take your time to trim off the excess. Okay, this is what you're going to have at the end of the day. Now the next thing you want to do is to start folding and sewing. Yes, and before I do that, I'm going to secure the upper part of the wet pocket. You can see the way I'm trying to sew that upper part so that it will not be pulling when this client wear it. Once I was done, I'm going to trim out the thread, and the next thing is we are going to finish the pockets. Yes, the pocket bag. This is what you're going to have. Okay, the next thing you want to do, you want to fold the pocket half back by half an inch, and you sew on a to 8-inch seam allowance. So take your time, you fold that edges. Okay, take your time to fold the edges. So you are sewing on the pocket bag as well, to 8 of an inch. Yes, you are folding to 8 of an inch as well. You are top stitching on a to 8 of an inch. Not folding, you are top stitching that part so that when your client puts heavy stuff in their pocket, you don't tend to turn and they lost their property. Repeat the same thing here as well. Okay, you are top stitching on a to 8 of an inch, that's quarter of an inch. Okay, you also bend this part like so by half an inch. This is what you're going to have at the end of the day. Remember, we marked the center of the pocket on the pocketing as well. So make sure you align these lines and top stitch. You can see, yes, you can see that we have aligned our mark point All you have to do is to stop stitch on this like so and trim off the excess. So that's how to sew a wet pocket. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumb up, like and share my video. And the last but not the least thing that I always do, I open the pocket and I just go ahead to just stitch everything down like so. It is optional for me, I just do it for fun. It is optional, don't do it if you don't want. So that's all. And if you have any tutorial requests, please, the comment section is open for you. Please drop the message in the comment section and let me introduce the fashion school to you before the video ends. More Fashion Academy is located at Sabo Yaba, Lagos, and we are into fashion training. We train people on how to cut both the male and female wear, even children's wear. And if this is place is closer to you and you want a physical class, feel free to call the number on the screen to make an inquiry. Have a nice day and bye.